once great universities and institutions are now teaching and performing abortions on our young people. We're here in Henderson, North Carolina, just above Durham and Raleigh, North Carolina. North Carolina has much more laxed abortion laws. There are some protections for babies on the books. You could get an abortion in North Carolina all the way up until 24 weeks. As we continue to travel north, we have found that there are fewer and fewer protections for mothers and children with regards to abortion. And so our brief time here in North Carolina, we were able to stop and pray at 2 abortion facilities in Durham on our way up towards Richmond, Virginia. Today, our pro-life tour brings us to Duke University here in Durham, North Carolina. You can do abortions all the way up until 24 weeks here in North Carolina, which is a sad, sad fact. And so we're concerned that places like our universities would teach our young people how to do abortions. We're frustrated, but yet we pray outside of these universities or these abortion facilities for an end to abortion. You know, they may want to hide it in secret, but we want to expose the fact that somehow these once were great universities and institutions are now teaching and performing abortions on our young people. We're here at the North Durham Women's Health Facility right across the street here. Unfortunately, as we continue to go north, there are fewer and fewer laws that protect children inside of the womb. Even as it gets darker in the day here, we continue to visit even more abortion facilities to pray for an end to abortion here in our great country. So we want to just highlight all the amazing things that pro-life people are doing, and we are really excited to continue to highlight what's happening with Birthright, and so we're excited to hear from Hank today.
I am the co-founder and director of Birthright of Charlotte. It's a pro-life emergency pregnancy center. The mission of Birthright is to provide positive assistance and aid to those who are either suspecting that they're pregnant or know that they're pregnant. And so what we want to be able to do is provide them with help and hope.
Why do you do this? What's your pro-life story?
I can remember very distinctly when our first daughter was born. I'm holding her in my arms, standing next to my wife, and a family member came into our house and said, who was a high school student, I can't tell my parents. I don't remember much about the conversation. And here we were with holding Jennifer. About a month later, we found out that she had an abortion. And it came through our front door. There was no misunderstanding. And that's really so often things you hear about and you don't really connect. You don't have a perspective. Well, we clearly understood the perspective because here I am holding Jennifer. And now that particular individual, that relative, will never be the same, will never be the same. Initially, I got very, very involved in the political arena. Make your vote count. Make sure you know what that candidate says or what that candidate proposes. And when I made talks about that, people would say, but how are you helping those who are facing unplanned pregnancies? And I said, we're not. Because that's really where that message needs to go. So we looked into organizations. Birthright has the simpler proposition. We have only volunteers. Ours is, hello, this is Birthright, may I help you? Not knowing who that person is on the other end, as well as the person on the other end not knowing who we are. And so that's why the balance of enticing them to come in, allowing them to know that our services are free and confidential. And so for 41 years, I served in Columbia, South Carolina. And now, being here near Charlotte, we formed the Birthright of Charlotte. And our services are not only aimed at the mom, but they're aimed to allow people to understand about the baby and also to help the birth father. This one teen that came in with her mom, they came in for a pregnancy test. The mom did all the talking. The mom was insistent, if the test is positive, we're getting an abortion. I said, I am so glad that you're here helping and supporting your daughter. I'd like to be able to just get some thoughts and some of her ideas about what's going on. And the mom just kept being the one who was vocal. The test was positive. Maybe about 5 years later, we had an individual that came in and she showed me a picture of a little boy. And she said, do you remember me? I said, I'm sorry, I don't. And then she rekindled that. And I said, the courage that you expressed and experienced was just remarkable. But I do have a question. What does your mom think about this? And here's what her answer was. She loves him to death.
I heard a few people refer to you as the godfather of birthright. Is this, what do you say to that type of title?
I'm just blessed to be here. That's my answer. The blessing is what I try to convey to other individuals.
I'm so excited that you are joining us along this journey. My wife and I were packing up and we're heading up to Richmond, Virginia to continue the journey to highlight all the amazing things that are happening here in the pro-life movement and also shed a light on the terrible things that are happening in the abortion industry. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Pro-Life Tour.